Hi guys, a very good morning. Mamukase. We need to talk about the issues which were raised by Apostle Chiwenga. I posted the video last night about Apostle Chiwenga blasting Advocate Nelson Chamisa, and we need to look at that video and actually have a conclusion whether Nelson Chamisa is a weak leader or is he not doing enough for the sake of change. Those are the issues we need to look at. So we are going to look at various issues, a lot of issues here. So we need to have a critical analysis on this matter because we cannot just agree on anything and everything. So you can actually see that myself, I believe that Apostle Chiwenga was not prophesying. That is key point here. That was his own observation as an individual, as everybody, as anybody. He was not in his office as the apostle of the Lord during that observation. He made an observation. It was not a prophecy. So I respect him religiously, but politically, I'm going to take this politically because he said that these were his observations. So this is a political issue. We are going to address it as a political issue. So I believe that first and foremost, Apostle Chiwenga is quite biased about his approach on this matter. Why? He gave his views. There were no solutions offered. So he didn't give solutions to what he called Chamisa's weaknesses. He just exposed what he called his weaknesses without offering solutions to say, what should Nelson Chamisa do? Because if you say, I'm not doing better, it's either you tell me how I should do it. So, because being in prison does not mean you're a good leader. Being out of prison does not mean you're a bad leader. Also, choosing peace over violence does not mean you are a bad leader. So you can actually see that at a certain point, Apostle Chiwenga, when he was preaching Panafest, he used to say, I don't fear anybody. He used to say, Ndichke, kana mchida kundura ya ndiura yei. But the first question I would want to ask the apostle is, why did you leave Zimbabwe? You were so brave for a very long time, to an extent where everybody said, this is a brave man. And the question to the apostle is, where are you? Because we want your voice on the ground. We need you. You are a voice of reason. You represent the church in terms of telling the truth. The question is, where are you, apostle? Why are you running away? That is the question we need to ask. So if Apostle Chiwenga had to run for his life, if there were multiple attempts on Apostle Chiwenga, as there were multiple attempts on Advocate Nelson Chamisa, why is Apostle Chiwenga running away when they are equally in danger? He is running away. So how do you expect Nelson Chamisa to do something you have failed to do yourself? You have failed to face this government of Emmerson Mnangagwa. You stood with the government of Robert Mugabe. Why? It was less murderous. But this one, you had to run away for your life because there were several attempts on your life. That same is happening on Advocate Nelson Chamisa. He is in danger. His life is in danger. So you can actually see that the target is not Job Sikala. The target is not Tendai Biti. The target is not whoever. The main target is on Nelson Chamisa. I think if for those who remember me, I made a video about Nelson Chamisa being the target in the past. when we were talking about this job seeker issue, I made a video where I mentioned that they need, who they need is Advocate Nelson Chamisa. And I said job seeker sacrificed himself. Tendai Biti sacrificed himself. Everybody is sacrificing himself so as to serve the leader. So the question I would want to pose to Apostle Chiwenga is, why is it that when the leaders were fighting the liberation struggle, they were fighting from outside the country? When they stepped into Zimbabwe, they were arrested. So here you can actually see that the way you want Nelson Chamisa to lead, you are not giving us clarity on whether Nelson Chamisa should lead an uprising or not. Is he supposed to lead an uprising? You have to be clear about that. So at this moment, you are not clear. You are just criticizing without offering solutions. And I would expect to see, as a man of God, you must give solutions to the problems you have observed or you have raised or you are saying are there. So, honestly speaking, on that regard of Nelson Chamisa being a coward, equally, Apostle Chiwenga, you in your sermons, you taught us that it is only God who kills a man. You taught us that only God protects a man. You taught us that you were not afraid. You taught us that you survived a lot of assassinations because God wanted you to be alive. So, why are you now running away? That is the question we have. Why are you running away at this moment? Why are you not in Zimbabwe at this moment? So this does not have anything to do with your doctrine, because what you addressed was not based on any doctrine. That was political. So we have to respond to you politically. You are a man of God. As you always preach, the church is allowed to warn the politics or to say anything about the politics. But when you become a politician yourself, or when you portray yourself as a politician, because that criticism was not based on the church, that was a political criticism. And what you have done is to try and divide people. Why? You said Job Sikala is a better leader than Nelson Chamisa. That is dividing the people. That is dividing the opposition. And we have begun to question you. Are you truthful to the cause of calling out anything? You spoke much about Advocate Nelson Chamisa not being arrested. And the question is, have you ever been arrested? And when? How did it end? That is the question. How did you manage to preach at 4th Street, blasting Robert Mugabe and Grace Mugabe at the same time, but nothing happened to you? How did you manage that? How? You are a man of God, I agree. But how did you manage? Because if we are to go to the apostles in the Bible, they were arrested several times. They were in prison several times. But you went on to attack or to preach against the leaders of this nation. Nothing happened to you. You were not arrested. So the question is, who is behind you? Is the general your brother behind you? Were you working with your brother? And are you in exile right now because your brother does not have power anymore to protect you? So I believe that you were misleading people. You were trying to divide the people. You were trying to cause our people get agitated. We are remembering what happened on 1 August 2018. Yet you are advocating for the leaders to go the same route. And you know how the regime operates and how the regime works. So our request is that, can you kindly come to Zimbabwe After coming to Zimbabwe, can you kindly take Advocate Nelson Chamisa, be the politics and the church side by side, leading whatever you want to happen in Zimbabwe? Are you able to do that, Apostle Chiwenga? If you are not able to do that, how do you expect others to be able to do what you want, what you can't do? Advocate Nelson Chamisa has been clear. He is saying what we need is peace. Let us go to the elections, let the people vote, and then we take action according to the results of the votes. Because at this juncture, if Advocate Nelson Chamisa tries to do anything and if it fails, he is liable for treason. And you know the consequences. If he tries to do anything and if it fails, he is liable for treason. So why are you pushing him to do something you cannot do on your own? The question is, as a man of God, why are you not even prepared to pray for the nation of Zimbabwe? Why? So, honestly speaking, we don't need to see the church dividing the politics or dividing the leaders who are in politics. I believe that CCC is doing everything it can to secure the release of Job Sikala. We are always talking about it. The media is always talking about it, reporting about it. There is nothing we can do. Remember that there were people who were in the prison during the liberation struggle. Some of them had to spend 10 years in prison. But the comrades continued to fight the oppression. This is what we are doing. Do you want to do, or do you expect us to go to Chikurubi Takabata Puti for you to see that actually something is being done? Several lawyers have been hired to assist advocate, to assist Job Sikala. Several lawyers have been hired. The families are being assisted with food, with rentals, with some expenses. So what else should Advocate Nelson Chamisa do? Should we go and bribe the judges and the magistrates? Should we go and threaten the magistrates and the judges? He went to Chikurubi, he was denied. You call it crocodile tears. How is it crocodile tears when he was denied access at Chikurubi and it is on the public domain? Did you expect Advocate Nelson Chamisa to force himself to see Job Sikala? So basically, I don't agree with your approach. If Advocate Nelson Chamisa is planning anything, that must not be told to people. And when you are planning for anything, it's something which you can't just plan for overnight. You sit down, you plan accordingly. So, in as much as people respect you as a man of God, I believe that you have stepped in the wrong direction. You have gone out of your boundaries to become a political analyst. I believe that you need to be a church leader and stick to your role of advising the politics or speaking the mind of God. As a man of God, we expect you to speak the mind of God and leave the politics to the politicians. You can as well begin your political party. You are a very popular person and individual. You once claimed that you are a very powerful person in the nation of Zimbabwe. So you can as well begin your own political organization and come and lead from the front. Yes. Why am I saying so? It's because the Zimbabwean people are struggling at this moment. So if you have any plan, you have to come with your plan to the table. It is questionable to say Jonathan Moyo, Edmund Kudzai, yourself as Apostle Chiwenga, both of you are in hiding. And you are telling the same message. You are almost sending the same message. This is the same message you are communicating. Is Jonathan Moyo and Baba Jukwa communicating on your behalf? Were they communicating on your behalf? So is it that your message through them has failed to reach the intended destination, that you have come to aid their voice so that it can be heard? In my view, I see the appointment of people like Ostalos Siziba as the best appointment ever. Why? Portraying information or being a spokesperson, you are speaking the party position. You are not speaking your own position. You are speaking the party position. And I believe Ostalos and Fadzai Mahere have been doing a great job in that regard. So if you go to the organizing of the party, there is Amos Chibaya there. He is competent enough. Go to the secretariat. Kuna Charlton Wende, he's doing a great job. Amai Kores, the VP, is doing a great job. These are mature people, adults, matured adults, experienced adults. But you have chosen to attack the people like Ostalos and Fadzai Mahere just because they were given an opportunity to be in the communique department where they are good at. What is important is for the people to hear the position of the party clearly. And these guys are doing it. They are doing it. Who do you expect to be there? So you were supposed to say, I expected to see this and this. You raised an issue of infiltration. If you have critical information about infiltration, you know, you have to tell the leaders, kuti ningi vakatumwa neZANU to infiltrate you. You must not just speak in vain without telling the truth, kuti ningi. Let's talk about that issue of infiltration. Tell us, who is infiltrating who? Why can't you even tell us publicly? Because you used it to tell us everything publicly. Why are you now saving your words? Why are you not telling the truth? Kuti ningi vakatumwa neZANU, evidence iri pakati nepakati. Why are you waiting for another day for that information to come out? That is a very important question, Apostle Chiwenga. Why? So I know that you try to justify yourself, you try to come and attack and say say whatever. But I believe on this one you are lost. The moment we are at this moment, if you are not working for ZANU PF, you must be clear. If you go to the Bible, the prophets were straightforward. Iwewe, why are you not telling us the infiltrators? Why are you not telling us the people working against Advocate Nelson Chamisa who are leaking information to ZANU PF or who are going to leak information to ZANU PF? Why are you not telling us? How did you get that information? Why are you not telling us? Is it that you are working together? So, have you moved away from the prophecies you made in the past? That is another question. Yesterday, you were not prophesying about this issue. Have you moved away from your prophecies or from the prophecies you gave in the past? Has anything changed regarding those prophecies? Remember that at a certain point, you held a sort of a sermon or a public announcement where you were saying your life matters. You called for Nelson Chamisa to consider stopping the elections of 2023 or not participating in the 2023 elections. And you have brought the similar issue right now. What is your agenda? What is your agenda? That is the question. So basically, I believe that you need to be clear. On the issue of CCC MPs, I believe that you are speaking on an ill-advised position, or on a position where you don't know what you are speaking about. Go to Parliament and see what Tendai is doing. Have time to read the Hansard yourself, because everything is captured in the Hansard. Go in the Hansard and tell me the most active MPs. They are captured in the Hansard. Are they not the CCC MPs? Or maybe you don't know the names of those MPs. You don't know who and who from the CCC is in Parliament. Because your comment on that regard was misguided. How many times has this opposition, has the speaker sent out the opposition from Parliament for standing their ground against the corruption, against the false incarceration of Honorable Job Sikala? How many times have these MPs stood? Several times. You have chosen to ignore that. Why? Because you don't read the Hansard, because you don't watch ZTV. You said yourself, I don't watch ZTV. So how would you know what is happening in Parliament when you don't watch ZTV, according to your confession? You said on your own kuti andione ZTV, and parliamentary proceedings are not ZTV. So it shows that you are not aware of what is happening in Zimbabwean Parliament. You are not aware of what is happening in the Zimbabwean politics. You are not. So I have seen that the majority of your time, you are always on a live program. Every time you are engaged on live programs. When are you getting time to actually see what is happening in the country and appreciate everything which is happening? I believe that your view regarding the performance of the CCC MPs is biased. These are the MPs who followed Nelson Chamisa. These are the MPs who were fired from Parliament for believing in the leadership of Advocate Nelson Chamisa. So how can you say that these MPs are there for money or for anything? How much are the MPs earning at this moment for you to say they are there, they are in politics for them to earn money or to make money? How much are they getting? And the question is, yourself, how are you managing to live outside Zimbabwe? How? Who is paying your bills? How? So basically, this issue, I believe that you overstepped your boundary. It is your role to criticize. You are a citizen of Zimbabwe, but given your role as an apostle, as a man of God, I believe that you must not act as an ordinary person or as an ordinary Zimbabwean, because you are a leader yourself. A leader must act responsibly, must speak responsibly. You might say, I'm there to speak the truth, but there are some things which must be spoken by people like us, not you. We expect criticism, but your criticism, it must be full of what should be done. What should be done? Because from whatever you said, there are no solutions. So, honestly speaking, I believe that on that one you are lost. You are lost, because if Advocate Nelson Chamisa get arrested right now, if he gets arrested, what are we going to achieve? Is breaking the law enough reason for you to be a leader? And this makes us question this issue, this very important issue. Did the regime arrest Job Sikala? Because these charges do not exist. These charges on Job Sikala do not exist. So the question is, did the regime arrest Job Sikala so as to divide the opposition? Because we have seen ZANU-PF saying Job Sikala is a better leader than Chamisa. Job Sikala is a confrontational leader than Chamisa. Job Sikala leads from the front. This is what the ZANU-PF people have been saying all along. Did the regime arrest Job Sikala so as to suit the narrative you are now sending of saying Job Sikala is a better leader than Advocate Nelson Chamisa? Is that so? I believe that you have taken the same stance with the ZANU-PF people. As an apostle of the Lord who prophesied in 2014 and prophesied in 2018 and also continued to prophesy about how the leadership will change, how the Mugabe government was going to go, the new government was going to come, and how this government was going to go and the new government going to come. I believe that as a man of God who prophesied, you must know better. Because we are now beginning to doubt the prophecies you gave us. Because you are the first person to believe those prophecies before we do. You hear God. You said, I hear God. So, how are those who don't hear God going to believe when those who hear God are doubting what they prophesied about? How? So I believe that at a certain point, you need to be truthful to yourself. Has anything happened to you? Has anything happened to your conscience or to your conscience? What happened, Apostle? Honestly speaking, I believe that you have taken a very, very dangerous precedence regarding this issue. You can actually see that this is something we didn't expect from you. You cannot call our politicians, our young people, clowns. When are we going to lead as the young people? When you call us clowns, when are we going to lead? Because Ostano Sisiba has been leading from the front. Ostano Sisiba has been doing whatever he can. Unless you are not telling us anything you know or something you know. Are you working together? So, honestly speaking, we don't take this lightly. I'm not attacking you. I am not against your doctrine as the man of God. But I am against your stance, the political stance you have taken, of criticizing without giving solutions, of trying to divide the opposition. Honestly speaking, you must know better. It is good to criticize leaders, but it is bad to divide leaders. Because this message is going to definitely get into the ears of Job Sikala. How is he going to feel? How are the people who are going to perceive that you were prophesying? How are they going to feel? So basically, I'm going to take a few comments before we end this live program so that I hear your views. Okay, and imagine Chamisa was once plotted to have a base in Mozambique. Chamisa is their main target because citizens love him. Chiwenga is another ZANU-PF project that people don't know. I'm beginning to suspect so. I believe that this man was compromised somehow. I believe that he got compromised somehow. Tapiwa Mtondo, Chiwenga is ZANU-PF project. Mchaona kumagumo kwacho. Chipo Gatawa, which country did the coward run to? Chiwenga is a phony. Okay. He is believed to be in UAE, United Arab Emirates. Okay. Chamisa is strong and smarter. Fungai Titiani, as a preacher or apostle, why is he invoking violent emotions in the opposition? Does God encourage such?
That's pathetic. Representatives of God should who should bring peace, but rather anarchy. Yes, I agree with you. Apostle Chiwenga must be on the forefront of actually bringing peace, not preaching about anarchy. He has been talking about violence for a very long time. He has been against the violence for a very long time. Now, he wants us to be violent. He wants this government to be violent enough to take over power. So if he does have anything, he must tell us how it should happen. He must tell us how it should happen, not to attack the leaders and divide the leaders. It's good to criticize, but to divide the leaders, it's wrong. Okay. And the talent Chiwenga Gapakwe Simba Chikanza were pocketed by ZANU-PF. They seem to be sending the same narrative, both of them. They are on the same page. Together, Nana Tinashe Jonas, they're preaching the same gospel these days. Give him tende igwara rakatiza rokura rikure mira pashoko ramwari wakanyarira Chiwenga takukuziva. Yes, I agree with you. Apostle Chiwenga should come back to Zimbabwe. Wotungamira na Nelson Chamisa side by side. Whatever he's saying, iye ngauye as a man of God. Omirapa. If you go to people like Elijah, they were men of God. Vane zvavaitiza, but people like Elijah vaitonamatira kuti kusanaya mvura up to an extent yekuti mambo vega vakatoona kuti zvinhu zvadhako. Andikuzona. Imibe mambo iteisa apostle kuratidza kuti you have done anything. What have you done so far? That is the question we have. So do not listen to pastor who killed his wife under the disguise of accident. Oh, that one, Ango Steve. I don't know about that. I believe that was an accident, and I don't believe that he killed her. If she died, I don't believe that she was killed by him. That was an accident. It might have happened in a different way, but I believe that it was an accident. Anzi kana uchida kuona ZANU-PF surrogates tarisa vari forefront kutuka nekunyomba ZANU but not arrested. Again, the major in minor things, but the issues like Susan Mutami case, they go support ZANU. Okay. Bright Masunga, that one is crazy. I don't know which God does he have. Okay. That Chiwenga guy is confused. He doesn't know God, that one. Okay. All right. I believe that Apostle Chiwenga is becoming emotional. I believe that is getting lost. That does not dismiss his stance before God. I believe that he's just somebody who is becoming overzealous and is getting lost. I believe that he preached the true gospel, but he's now becoming lost. And if he doesn't control himself, you will realize it after he has been completely lost. No one outside CCC should dictate how the movement is run and organized. This is a type of JMO rhetoric. Chipo Gatawa Chiwenga is a phony. He's this underway. They're crying for structures last week. I heard Simbachi Kanza blowing hot and demanding CC structures. Should we be worried? These are same boys. What did you? Let us not insult each other, guys. Let us just disagree and agree respectfully. I expect you to do so. I might not agree with Chiwenga on other bases, but to me, we must improve on the security of the party, and the people's president must act more on those who are jailed. Midday Jos, how do you want the president to act? Because when you say must act, tell us how he must act, because we are on a live program right now. Put a comment in the description box. How do you expect President Nelson Chamisa to act? How do you expect? Because we have seen several lawyers being engaged. We have seen several assistants being given to the families and so forth. How do you want him to act? Because he is not in power. Those in power have put the comrades in jail. How do you expect him to act? He's not in command at this time. How do you expect him to act? How? And how are you going to deal with the situations? How are you going to deal with that situation? And probably, are you present in Zimbabwe when you are demanding to say we need action from Advocate Nelson Chamisa, the first question is, are you in Zimbabwe? So if you are in Zimbabwe, because the only route is for Advocate Nelson Chamisa to call for massive protests, and he should be on the forefront. The question is, are you in Zimbabwe to be amongst him, the leaders on the forefront? Because if Nelson Chamisa is to call for the protest, I expect to see everybody who is saying he's weak. I expect to see you on the ground, on the forefront. Muri mese, muri pamberi, kana mchisungwa mosungwa mese, kana mchipurwa mofurwa mese. That is what I expect to see. Where are you? Are you on the ground? What do you expect him to do? Don't just say unfanata action. What kind of action? Hansi yesterday showed me that he is on a payroll. Simba Chikanza is also on a payroll. Okay. Cowards are now coming out. This is a citizen movement. We don't want cowards. Kuda kwashembengo vanhu havasi kuziva kuti Nelson Chamisa anototipirwa kuti nyarara nevamwe vakuru vezanu. Okay. Ending up in jail is a failure as a leader. What does that help, especially at the time we are nearing the election? Can somebody in prison able to contest for presidency or any political post? A very important question there. Can the man of God is scared of his brother? Is he scared of his brother? I don't know. Okay, Max Ojo, the unfortunate part is that many see him as if he is spiritual. I agree with you, Max Ojo. That is the reason why we are responding to him. The reason why I am responding to him is that he was wearing an individual jacket. He was a talent Farai Chiwenga. When he spoke about that, he was not Apostle Chiwenga, he was talent Farai Chiwenga. That is the reason why we are responding to him and correcting him, so that he sees things politically, not at the church point of view. We need him to see things politically, because he was speaking not in the presence of God, but that was his own observation together with his friends. So we are responding to him in that capacity. That is the reason why you have seen us responding to him and telling him the truth that Apa, you are lost. We don't care about the gospel you are preaching. We are not against your gospel. We are not against the word you preach. We are against what you said in your individual capacity. That is what we are against here. Because anything political, we criticize and we respond to. So we are responding to him because he became political, and we are politically responding to him. So in the last days, with the false prophets, they will come in sheep clothing while ravaging wolves. Okay. My pastors atoipa ne politics achazivi kuti vari kuda kuti tidii. Chiwenga as a man of God haangaise division pabato redu. We know you talent Chiwenga watumwa. Hapana kana chawati waita panyika. Okay. And ERP Chiwenga is in hiding, and is running away from the same regime he wants Nelson Chamisa to publicly face. So and Chiwenga is criticizing Chamisa. He is doing that while in hiding like John. So these guys are not honest. Yes. Isiso tirukuti uyaika background. Jonathan Moyo, Edmund Kudzai, nevamwe vese vari kucriticize Chamisa kana vari kuti Chamisa has kuita enough. Uyaika ground varume. We need you. You are the best leaders. Come on the ground. Lead from the front. Tuone kuti munoteerwa nani. Imi munozati advise Job Sikala to do one thing. Job Sikala tried to have his own political party. It failed. Right now, no matter how popular you are, without Advocate Nelson Chamisa at this moment, you are nothing. This is the honest truth. Try to go and form your own political party and see if it works. Look at Douglas Monzora. During the Nelson Chamisa moments, he could organize the rally. In the name of Nelson Chamisa. Look at what is happening right now. He failed to get anything, any penny. Why? He's out of Nelson Chamisa's camp. So at this moment, guys, honestly speaking, profita kana ita say tikushanda nezviri background. Advocate Nelson Chamisa ndo vari kudiwa nevanhu. So zvako zvauri kutaura zvikanzi you still have so many errors concerning the gospel. Lindiwe Masamba. For men of God must unite, not destroy. We put our prayers to all comrades in prison to come out. We don't need more of your leaders of our leaders in prison. Yes, I agree with you. Richly fans, sorry, just coming in. Okay, there is a video which we posted yesterday. We posted it because we wanted people to see the video before we come here live. It is a very long video. We posted around 22 minutes of that video, where Apostle Chiwenga was saying Nelson Chamisa is a coward. Nelson Chamisa is not a good leader, cannot lead the opposition. Job Sikala is better to lead than Nelson Chamisa. These are the issues we are responding to Apostle Talent Farai Chiwenga. We believe that he overstepped these boundaries. We believe that he is wrong to that regard. Mesh, the choice of words and the giggling and agreement by the two is so sad and evil. Okay. Collins Moyo Gukwe, as servants of God, we need to be careful. The utterances we make, I totally do not agree with him. His utterances have been very contradicting for long now. Yes, look at what Apostle Chiwenga has been saying for a very long time. And what he's saying, from the day he went into exile, he has changed totally. He has changed. And the question is, who is he working with? So basically, Apostle Chiwenga, the reason why I don't trust him is because there is a video. I will bring that video here live. There is a video which he made and say Nelson Chamisa must not consider running for 2023 elections. And right now, given the situation that Nelson Chamisa is considering running for 2023 elections, he has come and said Nelson Chamisa is not the perfect leader to lead the opposition. This is one man who said Nelson Chamisa should consider not running for 2023 elections. Why? He said a lot of people are going to die. This is the same person who is saying Nelson Chamisa should come out, lead from the front, but he does not specify what he needs to be done. He's the same person who say Chamisa cannot lead the opposition. He's a coward. While he himself, he said he doesn't fear anybody. He's the strongest person and the most powerful person, but he's running away. Why? There are times you feel that you need to move and you make a move. And at this juncture, Advocate Nelson Chamisa is doing whatever he can. So if you know any infiltration, Nelson Chamisa, tell it publicly. Says itaka makoreze, tiudze pajekerere, ningi na ningi, then they are investigated. Wopaka evidence. Okay, Anzi, Richly fans, thanks for info on the Bandato show to Amsat Mapedza Pasi, na Chiwenga. Dosa gaga wada chiukura coward. Okay. Okay. So basically, get me right. I'm not against what he preach. I'm against the politics he got involved into. That is what I'm against here. So he must be a consistent man of God. He must know what he does, because you cannot prophesy today and tomorrow you no longer believe in your own prophecy. How are the people going to believe you or believe that prophecy? So basically, Team Zimbabwe, I believe this is a distraction. Whatever is happening in the politics of Zimbabwe, I believe that this is a distraction. This is something to try and distract the people of Zimbabwe. I don't know the strategy. I don't know the reason behind all this. But I believe it was wrong for him to say so. Ango Max, okay, Anzi Chiwenga is right. Chamisa is a coward of the country. Don't be subjective. Chamisa is good as AFM president, not Zimbabwe. Right now, Sikala is languishing in prison while Chamisa is praying. Ango Max, tell me, Imimi, you are not a coward. What have you done? Anybody who is saying Chamisa is a coward, tell me, what have you done? You are not a coward. Because when you say Ningi is a coward, it means you are not a coward. What have you done? What have you done yourself? What have you done? Come on the ground and show us what needs to be done. Because when you say Ningi is not a leader, tell us who the leader is and what the leader has done. Tell us. So you can actually see that, guys, you are misleading people. Iwewe Uncle Max uya ground, not to wakawanda mumwena uri kushurwa nenhamo. You say Chamisa is a coward, Chamisa is a coward. Uri kuda kuti Chamisa aite say about what is happening to Honorable Job Sikala. Lawyers have been engaged. People are going in solidarity with those in prison. What else should be done? What else should be done? So I now agree with the narrative, Yakuti. They arrested Job Sikala so as to divide the opposition. That is the reason why they are arrested Job Sikala, so as to portray Nelson Chamisa as a weak leader. And it's now making sense. It's now making sense. Okay, Anzi Nashingi, Anzi, I know Uncle Max, that guy is in dire poverty. So Uncle Max, honestly speaking, honestly speaking, at this moment, what if you were a leader, if you were Nelson Chamisa, don't just say Nelson Chamisa is a coward. And we look into that and the possibilities. Because remember, this is 2 August. Muswa 1 August 2018, how many people died? So why is it that everybody has become afraid of the elections? Why? It shows that elections at 2023. This is the reason why I'm worried about all influential people. Why are you afraid of 2023 elections? Why are you afraid of 2023 elections? Why can't you let people go to the elections? Why? Why? Why are you afraid? Why is it that you want to push for something to happen before 2023 elections? Because if you hear God correctly, you say hapana chichagadziriswa nevarume ava. Anditi? Which means they are there to, and you also said they are there to serve for a certain period. Mwari akavaisa kuti angova exposer. That is what you said when you were prophesying. You said Mwari akangovaisa kuti angova exposer. Kuti vanga vakawanda kushure kweumwe munhu vachiti ari kutadza ari kutadza. What changed in between? What changed in between? Why are you all afraid of 2023 elections? If you go, Jonathan Moyo is afraid, Baba Juba, everyone is afraid of 2023 elections. Why? They want Nelson Chamisa to be violent today. And if he becomes violent, I said this, you know, if you refer back to my videos, I said, Nelson Chamisa, they want to trap Nelson Chamisa to be violent. After he becomes violent, then they ban the 2023 elections, they postpone the 2023 elections. That is their agenda. And everybody is coming to prove what I said. So honestly speaking, we begin to doubt some of you. Are you truthful? Are you telling the truth? Are you telling the truth? Honestly, I doubt. Memory Chiwenga Mpengo, okay, always in politics instead of preaching, and in the pastor. Okay. We are not here for Apostle Chiwenga's affiliation. Okay, I'm Gapi the boy. We are here to respond to what he said. And if I was Chamisa, nothing I was going to do as a citizen like us, if he is in control, if he is not in control, okay. Yeah, if you know what, just imagine if you are to go into a football match, the most aggressive person is the most marked person. The question is, Why is Advocate Nelson Chamisa being attacked? Ari coward kudaro. Murukuti Igwara, Akapusa, he is a coward. That is what you are saying. Why is he the most attacked person? Why? Why can't you tell those who are brave to actually form their own political organizations and lead? Why? So why do you want everybody to ride on Nelson Chamisa to do whatever you want? And if my memory serves me right, there were about 24 presidential candidates, but every day is Chamisa this, Chamisa that. Why? Chamisa is the deal. Right now, Simon Chuma, right now we have over 100 political organizations in Zimbabwe. Right now, with ZEC, there are over 100 political organizations. But Muno, where's Chamisa? Chamisa, TCA Titauretega about Nelson Chamisa here. Vai Kuno, Titauretega. Let us support Nelson Chamisa on our own. Let us speak about Nelson Chamisa on our own. Go and support whoever you feel is the best candidate. Go and support that person. Imimi Muruti Nelson Chamisa askuita zvakanaka kutaburitsa job sikala. Come and release job sikala since you are better. You are better. Come and release job sikala. ZANU-PF is after Chamisa. He is their most prized target. Jonzo attacks Chamisa. Chiwenga attacks Chamisa. All ZANU-PF attacks Chamisa because he is the popular leader, Anodiwa. Not only popular, Abel. He is the next leader. Nelson Chamisa is the next leader. You know what? I feel that Nelson Chamisa is the next leader. Yehuda Israel, people are following Chamisa out of desperation due to suffering because of misrule and corruption, but the truth is that he is a puppet of the West. He is a puppet of which West, Yehuda Israel? Who is a puppet of the West? Because recently, President Mnangagwa sent envoys to the UK. He sent Mtuli Ngube, he sent the Minister of Foreign Affairs to the UK. Are they not the puppets? What are they looking for, UK? British citizen Nick Mangwana is in the government of Zimbabwe. Who is the puppet of the West? How is he the puppet of the West? Tell us. Don't just say, hey, he's a puppet of the West. You can come live. You can request it to come live. The number is appearing on the screen. You can request it to come live. I schedule a live with you. How is Nelson Chamisa the puppet of the West? Because you cannot just say, here is a puppet, here is a puppet. Come and tell us. How is he a puppet? How is he? Shamari, I want to tell you this. Every country, if you go to the American history, they were once colonized by the British. And they got their independence, I think, in 1776, if I'm not mistaken. They got their independence, but right now they have close relations, the Americans and the British. Why? It's because hatred does not solve problems. There are things from the West which we need. Right now we use the American dollar. The international transactions are based on the American dollar. So we need the relations with the Americans. Who is purchasing our gold? Who? Why is it that the Chinese are failing to assist Zimbabweans with cancer machines? Why are the Chinese failing to supply the cancer machines to the people of Zimbabwe? So, Yehuda Israel, you must think before you speak. Because you are saying, here is a puppet, here is a puppet. If they are not puppets themselves, why is it that they are blaming sanctions? Why are they blaming sanctions? Why are they crying? Because why do you blame somebody with his own things? It is not about puppetism, it's about relationships. Relationships are very important. It's not about being a puppet. Maintain proper and good relations with others. Learn to do that. In your life, you can't survive on your own. You need friends, you need relatives, you need other. Even if you die, you won't bury yourself. There are people who come to bury yourself, to bury you. So you need the relations with others. We can't be isolated to the Americans, to the British. America is the biggest economy. Why can't we be separated from the biggest economy if we are to survive? Why are we suffering? We have the Chinese. Why are we suffering then? Why are we suffering? The Chinese are here taking my minerals, everything, taking everything. What are we benefiting? Ya izvi zvapachena Chamisa ashaisa madushura rugare manje chero akataura sei vanofanira kuziva kuti kukura kweimbwa hakutadzise nzou kufamba. Ebo Mafuta, they know they are lost against him in 2018. So Komali, President Chamisa always preach for peace. He must stay strong and job Sikala. Stakazile moyo. The CCC guys, Sikala ana kuti anoda kuita president. Let's pray for all Nyatsime victims, including Ali family. President Nelson Chamisa as our candidate also needs our prayers. Yes, I agree with you, Stakazile moyo. I feel that people like Apostle Chiwenga, they want to divide the opposition. That is the reason why I had to make this video. It's because Apostle Chiwenga's primary role is to make sure that he divides the opposition. How do I say so? When you say this person is better than this person, people are going to feel differently. And that is going to split and divide the politics of our country. That is so wrong. That is the reason why we decided to respond to Apostle Talent Farai Chiwenga. Is wrong in his assertions. Varwere vepfungwa avo ngavatonge zvavo mukomana ngavatange zvavo mukomana ngaapinde zvake 2023 tinayo kusvika uko baiginde Saturn kit. Right, makomenzi enye akawandisa mana aye ndingapedza maverenga Mary Maendesa ngavarambe vanyerere story right. Biras, the simple-minded comments and insults show why our nation is doomed and alternative view. Why insult someone for opinion? Chankrai was popular. Did he win power through elections? Okay, here we are not insulting anybody. I don't know where we insulted Apostle Chiwenga. We are responding. Why we are responding is because he is dividing the opposition. You don't come without a solution. Apostle Chiwenga is not a nobody. He is a leader himself. The question is, why is he not willing to come side by side? If Apostle Chiwenga was serious and genuine, he would fly to Zimbabwe and say, my brother Nelson Chamisa, the people of Zimbabwe are suffering. This is my suggestion. Kana tienda mrodi hande itese. Apostle Chiwenga hapa, Nelson Chamisa hapa, side by side, vopinda mrodi ka, voitaka action. That is what we are expecting to see Apostle Chiwenga doing. Go to the men of God, Vana Nehemiah. Nehemiah went to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem. He was on the forefront. You see, Nehemiah was on the forefront. Where is Apostle Chiwenga? Apostle Chiwenga is nowhere to be found. He's in hiding. We are not insulting him. We are kindly asking, number one, to give the solution. What should Nelson Chamisa do? Number two, tell us the people who infiltrated the CCC. Tell us those people. Number three, come and join Nelson Chamisa on the forefront. Be in Zimbabwe and lead from the front. That is the question we have to Apostle Chiwenga. Fungai Titiani, my brother, today you showed me prowess in political analysis. Excellent. Okay, thank you very much, Fungai Titiani, for that. Thomas Ruangu, Aparaska Prophet, he wants to divide the opposition. We are towards election. Our eyes are on the ball. My citizens in the porter. So that is true. In any, I think we need to bring more of Apostle Chiwenga's issues so that you understand why I am speaking today. I will bring more prophecies from Apostle Chiwenga this week. I will bring them so that you know why I am against Apostle Chiwenga today. Because this is confusing both the church and the people of Zimbabwe, and both his integrity as a prophet or as an apostle or as a man who hears God. Joshua Chiwenga now. That is the question we all have. We are background. Is this utaneta nevanhu vanoti dai dai? Vana dai dai taneta nemi. Taneta nemi. You know why I started this platform? For a very long time, I saw people going to various media platforms saying whatever they want. And I felt that sometimes they were saying what is wrong. But you cannot go and criticize, which die. You come and give your own solutions. Myself, I'm speaking about what I think should be done. I'm not imposing anything. If I speak to the leaders and say, my leaders, I am speaking an opinion, I'm not imposing. I must not come and say, no, that is wrong. You have to know. If you remember, I made a video where I say the power of Nelson Chamisa. Go to those videos. I made them. I said the power of Nelson Chamisa. The reason why I made those videos is that I mentioned that there are a lot of people, millions, vari kuenda ku-inbox kwa Nelson Chamisa, vari kuita mavideo, vari kuita chi chakasiyana-siyana on Twitter, on Facebook, expecting Nelson Chamisa to implement whatever they think is good or correct. He can't do everything. He can't do everything. So why can't we put our efforts to 2023 to make sure that we win elections in 2023? If you see that there is an obstacle to 2023 election, tell us the obstacle iri papi. I came here, I said about how they bagged my communications. I said what I know. I didn't say that was everything. I said what I know. So why can't you come and tell us what you know in detail so that people can know what needs to be done? That is the issue. That is the question. So zvekuda kukuvadzisa mukuru wedu isisu panapa, honestly speaking, tisataenda kuelection ndozvo zvataitaura pesa abho mafuta zvikanzi Chiwenga can't see what's wrong with Pollard, Maduku, etc. Chamisa chete kutaura nezvavakuru vari kubhinya vana. But surely what's wrong with most of our Zim pastors except Rev Magaya? I believe that Apostle Chiwenga used it to be robust, but I don't know kuti vakabhadharwa nani. Check people comments here filled with insults. Apostle is a second accident which the CIO tried to kill him. CIO themselves were died instead. He is injured and seeking medical attention. Whereas people are not insulting Apostle Chiwenga. What you have to know is that once you remove your jacket, your official jacket, and wear a different jacket, Apostle Chiwenga said, our observations in courts, which means this was not God's position. This was not God's position. This was his personal position and personal opinion. So a personal opinion should be addressed as it is and must be criticized as it is. He criticizes others. Why is he immune to criticism? We come to criticize him. Yes, you are free to criticize Nelson Chamisa. We are free to criticize Apostle Chiwenga. We are not insulting him. This is the reason why you have seen that I have said for a very long time that we are not here to attack or to speak on the office of the apostle. We are here to address the office of Cricital and Chiwenga, not his religious or doctrinal office. We are not addressing him as the apostle. We are addressing him as a talent for Chiwenga. That is our position. So be guided accordingly. Today, we are dealing with Apostle Chiwenga. However, we cannot control how people feel about a certain individual, especially when they say something like this during the most critical moments. What you have to understand, Biraz, is that Apostle Chiwenga is actually going against his own prophecies. So that makes us question him. What did you say in the past? Do you still believe in what you said in the past? That is what is very important. I thought demonstration was the best for Nyatsime victims, but in a situation in the background, honestly, if President Nelson Chamisa calls for demonstration. Yeah, I agree with you, Stakas Lemoy. I agree with you. I really agree with you. Why? What is going to happen is that the main agenda is ZANU-PF, whatever they are doing, their main agenda is to make sure that they stop the elections in 2023. That is their main agenda. So Nelson Chamisa akapinda murodi nasi izvezvi zvinelson Chamisa akapinda murodi. What is going to happen is that we are going to see violence yatisati takamboona. What will happen next is that they are going to arrest him. They are going to suspend the constitution. They are going to clearly suspend. If the constitution is suspended, it means elections are suspended. As long as the constitution is suspended, the elections are suspended. So that is their will to postpone the 2023 elections. And why is Apostle Chiwenga pushing for that? That is the question. Biraz, let's discuss and analyze, but not insult. I don't know where I insulted. Please highlight where I insulted. I am the discussant here. You have to know that, Biraz, I am the discussant here. People give their opinions, and we are just giving people's opinions. And I have tried to tell people not to insult. And I don't see that if this discussion is about insulting anybody. I respect Apostle Chiwenga. I respect him very much. I see him as one of the leaders who managed to stand and tell the truth. We learned a lot from him. I'm not insulting him. I am responding to him on what he raised as his opinion, as his observation. So we are not insulting, we are responding to him. So we cannot control what other individuals who are here think or view things. And so arikuda kungonzi vanoziva zvese vachiwenga ava. Dzimwe bhutsu dzavakuda kupfeka hadzikwani, Chamisa isimbi kana mazogara. I agree with you. Did Tsvangirai win power through elections? Was Tsvangirai supposed to lead? That is the question I want to ask you. Was Tsvangirai supposed to lead? Can you answer that question? Was Tsvangirai supposed to lead? That is the question. So if you can answer that, probably you need to prove to me where you are supposed to lead, where it is written that you are supposed to lead. So what we are dealing with here, we are dealing with issues carefully here. We need to go for an election for a certain reason. When we go to an election, we are going to see who is going to win the election. The people of Zimbabwe are going to speak about who they want to lead. Then if they say Nelson Chamisa ngati tungamirire, Nelson Chamisa will take action. Yes. Nelson Chamisa, imimi vanhu Zimbabwe right now focus on voter mobilization, on voter registration and voting. Nelson Chamisa go focus on defending and securing the presidency. Imimi musada kumhanyira zvinhu, musada kuganhira zvinhu. Hanzi Apostle Chiwenga vanozviti ndivo vega vanoziva Mwari, isu hedu hatizivi. Okay, Hanzi, you are actually, Biraz, you are actually supporting violence because elections have never won an election, because we have never won election. Admit my bro Chiwenga is wrong there. Ndarabonzo, akati zeimu no munyika. Biraz, not winning power by elections is not reason for violence. NATO and America killed Gaddafi for trying to make gold Africa currency. Zim made a bold move by doing this move, and Chamisa and this party could not even applaud for this noble move. Iyo shamari Yehuda Israel. Iwewe urundu dzati gold right kwa currency. Right? That is what you are saying. Right now iwewe une mari iwewe. Maticha ari kupiwa mari, madoctor ari kupiwa mari. Your issue is different. Why? Don't compare Gaddafi and the people we have today. Gaddafi was ruthless, was cruel, but munaita achi graduator aibhadarwa. Munaita achirora aipiwa imba aibhadarwa. That was Gaddafi. Right now, vakuru venyu mimi vairi kuitei? How much are the teachers being paid? How much are the doctors being paid? How much are the civil service people being paid? How much are they getting? Why is it that they have not given those people gold coin racho as a salary? Because hazvinetse kanyaya dzacho hadzinetse Yehuda. Nyaya dzacho hadzinetse. Chingoti musivhu servant wese ngavangogadzira gold coin iri worth $500. Vobhadhara kamusivhu servant voti shamwari coin rako iro. Why can't they make ma coins acho achitangira ane value iri kutangira pamari diki? Shamari, it's not about making my gold coins, this looting scheme yavari kuita. Go to England, go to United Kingdom. Vane anonzi ma gold reserves. Are they taking that gold into the street and giving it to people? No. They have my gold reserves. Are they now? Their currency, their money is backed by those gold reserves. That is the reason why the pound is very strong. Mari yavo iri bagged negoridhe ravainaro ravakachengeta. Vari kuti tine goridhe ratakachengeta iri. Ndobva vachiti value yemari yedu iyi. Imimi tiratidzei goridhe racho ramuinayo. You don't have gold reserves in this country. You looted everything. You have nothing in your coffers. 30 tons of gold dziri kulika every year, dziri kubiwa muno munyika Israel. 30 tons of gold. How much is 30 tons of gold? How much is 30 tons of gold? We are losing 157 million each year from smuggling. What have they done? Before the government introduces anything to do with gold, number one, ngava legalize ownership ye gold. Ndikanonga gold rangu mumunda ndichisakura inini. I must be able to go and sell it to Fidelity. As long as I am criminalized for picking gold muroad ndichifamba, ndiri kufamba gold rinowanikwa anyway shamwari. Ndichifamba ndikanonga gold, I must be allowed to sell my gold to Fidelity, direct to Fidelity. As long that is not law, as long as I am getting arrested for being in possession of gold, Zimbabwe is not going to be good. It is not going to stabilize. Why? People are continuously getting gold. Richinotengeserwa makoronyera, because makoronyera ndo vane license. Ratengeserwa makoronyera robudiswa kunze kwenyika to South Africa, to UAE, to Mozambique and other countries. So the first point is to decriminalize the possession of gold. Urupanzo. Ndikanonga gold rangu inini, I must go and sell my gold ku Fidelity. Ndopiwa mari yangu keshi shamwari. Ndorova pasi. That is how we begin to make sure that we raise our country. That is how we begin to have mama reserves of gold. How can we have gold reserves? Mari dzacho dzichienda kunze kwenyika. Ike zvine zvorundudza about that. Do you know kuti an individual made profits of more than $400 million for buying and selling gold? If that money can yakaenda ku RBZ or to the treasury, 400 million could do a lot of things. 400 million parliament yenyu yakaita mari. So if from 400 million yakatorwa by an individual, how many hospitals and parliament buildings would we have built? Right now, you are taking my loans from Africa Chakadaro. There is no need to take a loan with the resources we have in Zimbabwe, with the level of mining happening in Zimbabwe. There is no need to take a loan. There is just need to have proper policies. So don't tell me don't compare them with Gaddafi. And with a compromised ZEC, there is no chance to win 2023, not enough electoral reforms, not enough engagement with African leaders. The ground has not changed since 2018. That's what Chamisa should change. How do you view kuti atisatira chinja ground? Urudati ground richinje say iwe. Look at the message from the SADC leaders. It seems as if you are ignorant. Go to the South African government and hear what they are saying. The South African government is actually pushing for the Zimbabweans in South Africa to come and vote. The South African people Nelson Chamisa engaged the South African people a very long time ago. A delegation came to Zimbabwe twice, and the third time they were denied to come back. The delegation, Yana Esma Kashule and so forth, Yana Lindiwe Zulu and so forth. They know, Shamwa, that is the South African government which is speaking. When you hear everything, the South African government speaking, Lindiwe Zulu is the South African minister. Look at how the minister of immigration is speaking. Look at how ministers in South Africa are speaking. They are speaking on behalf of the South African government. Go to Zambia. Look at how they are speaking. So don't tell me they have not engaged the African. Go to Kenya. Go to Nigeria. So many countries are speaking, Shamwari. It's you who is not aware of what is happening. We know what is happening. Countries are speaking. Countries are closely watching these elections. That is the reason why you are seeing coalitions happening. Kenya, there is a coalition in which people are pushing for Odinga to win, for Raila Odinga to win. Go to Nigeria. They are pushing for Obi to win. These are allies which are being created. If Obi wins in Nigeria, if Raila wins in Kenya, you see how the politics is shifting. So what you have to understand is that there is something diplomatic. You cannot just go and back against another country, Shama. You diplomatically engage and talk. There is diplomacy. That is the reason why you have seen the Zambian government, they are speaking using their political side, but on the government level, they engage diplomatically because they understand the diplomacy. So a lot of people will ask, why is it that people like Joseph Kalimbwe are outside the government of Zambia? It's because they are there to speak. They're supposed to speak. And you say nothing is happening. So, Zeki, remember, Zeki, Zeki. What we are saying, Biraz, we are saying, if you are a citizen of Zimbabwe, you have to go to your rural area or to your polling station and make sure that you defend the vote. Have you done that? Are you willing yourself to come and defend the vote and become a polling agent? Are you willing? Are you willing to send us the results? Muswano Postwa, are you willing to send those results? Are you doing voter mobilization and voter education? Are you talking to your relatives who are probably going to be ZEC agents in 2023? Are you talking to them to make sure that they respect the people's vote? Are you talking to them? Are you talking to your relatives who support ZANU-PF to actually vote for CCC? Are you doing that? So you don't need to say my leaders are they submitted a document with ZEC. And if ZEC fails to respond, they're going to take further action. We reported it here. Why are you not talking about that? Is that not action being taken to actually engage ZEC? They wrote a document to ZEC. They delivered the document with ZEC. Is that not a starting point of where we should go with the issue of regarding to reforms? So the issue of engagement, I answered you. The issue of reforms, I answered you. I made a video here. Go on this platform, there are videos here. I make videos every day. I've made that video, and there is evidence enough to show you that they are doing that. So there are people who come here to criticize the leaders, yet they don't know what the leaders are doing or the leaders are going through. Yes, I agree. Why should we kill the people? Okay, Biraz, you are now saying you had nothing on the video about taking up arms. Zimbabweans are too cowardly anyway to do so because of intimidation by regime. That is why we were one of the last to get independence. That does not matter of when we get independence. What matters is, whoever you didn't hear about taking arms, what did you hear? What should be done? Because the issues you raised above, I answered you. The issues of engaging the African leaders, Advocate Nelson Chamisa is doing that, is writing to different African leaders. Go to every African nation. Urukuda eroti government dzimwe nyika amhanya achiti tapiwa tsamba na Chamisa, tapiwa tsamba na Chamisa. Is that what you want for you to see that actually is engaging? I answered you the issue of reforms. They're engaging ZEC, and after the ZEC fails to respond, they're going to take action. What else should they do? We are mobilizing for people to vote. Are you mobilizing for people to vote? So before you blame Nelson Chamisa, before you blame the leaders, ask yourself, what have I done as an individual? Before you blame others, ask yourself, what have I done? You have a point, my brother. Most of us complain from the comfort of our homes. What have you done? Parkunzi Saima donations, you don't donate. Are you willing to donate $1 to take care of their families? Have you ever donated anything? So why are you being on the forefront to say why least you are not willing to part away with $1 only to help those families to survive? Because when we do demonstrations, a lot of people are going to be arrested. When they get arrested, what are you going to do? Do you have a guarantee yekuti tikaita protest nasi munhu wese achabuda tigobvisa government iripo? Do you have a guarantee yekuti tikabvisa government iripo by protest the government yacho yatinetaisa will last? Do you have a guarantee? Do you even understand how things work if we remove Emmerson Mnangagwa? Do you understand how things work? If we remove Mnangagwa today, Chiwenga is going to be the next president. What benefit do we have as the people in the opposition? We can remove Mnangagwa today. Chiwenga takes over. What change are we going to have? That is the reason why we are asking Apostle Chiwenga, are you not forwarding a narrative for your brother to become the president? Why were you not arrested during the Mugabe era when Chiwenga, your brother, was very powerful? Why is it that nothing happened to you when your brother was still a military general and was still very powerful? This is the reason why we are pushing for us to go to an election. We are trying to avoid a situation where we help Chiwenga to take over power before we go to 2023. Why should we help him to take over power? ZANU-PF ine 2/3 majority izvezvizvi. Tikaita eni musarinya, ndo vanongoramba vachingotungamira, ndo vanoramba vachingotonga. Yes. You don't know how diplomacy works, because what is going to happen is if we remove Chiwenga today, if we remove Mnangagwa today, United Nations is going to say there was an uprising in Zimbabwe, Mnangagwa resigned or was removed, the vice president takes over. How are we going to be against the vice president Chiwenga? He will justify himself and say, inina msati mambona leadership yangu, ndanga ndisiri ndiri kutonga, ava blazi do vanga vachibaiza. He will justify himself. How are we going to prove that it's not good? It means we are going to have bloodshed for no reason. So sometimes msango pusha zvinhu zvamusingazive. The people who are pushing for Nelson Chamisa to be violent today, they have their own agenda to have their own government in place today. And that is what we are against. That is the reason why we are speaking and saying, let's go for the election. Chopa Nelson Chamisa mandate. Election results you announce Nelson Chamisa win. Nelson Chamisa achingo win an election. The constitution gives him power to assume as the president of the republic. Then anything chaitika, anything choropa kazoita, an uprising, varambira. uprising iyoyo ikaitika when the international communities to settle inouya ichisetla yoti akawina election ndiani so zvanzi ndichamisa so zvanzi akawina ngaapindi. That is how things are done, and that is the least chaotic process to get into power. Remember that ZANU-PF leaders looted a lot. Saka izvezvi tikavabvisa nechisimba nhasi, they will come as terrorists. Amugarike munyika muno, they will come as terrorists fighting each and every day so that they are not held accountable. So for us to avoid that, let's go for an election. We are not fools when we speak about elections. We know what is going to happen next. So there are people who claim that they hear God more than other people. You have to know that there are people who hear God as well. There are people who even pray. Kudarika vamwe vanhu vanoti tinonzwa Mwari. Kuna vamwe vanhu vatonzwa kuona Mwari. Mwari haana monopoly, you have to know that. Emily Chikura, we don't need them all. There is no change between those people of all of them. They must go. Yes, I agree with you. Brian Garakara, you are on point. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for your contributions. Everybody who contributed on this platform, thank you very much. I value your contributions. Thank you very much. Please, I hope that you have subscribed. I hope that you have rang the notification bell. I hope that you have enjoyed on this platform. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for your support. I really value you. I am going to bring some prophecies by Apostle Chiwenga so that you can link up these things and understand why we are coming out to speak at this moment. I am not attacking the office of the Apostle Chiwenga. I am actually responding to his political comments which he made as an individual in his personal capacity as Talent Farai Chiwenga, and I'm addressing him as such. And as well to those who came with their contributions, please, thank you very much. People that abducted Zamara with impunity and committed other atrocities, rigged elections, can never be removed by quiet diplomacy. That is the main point that Apostle Chiwenga was making. Right, B-Raz. Let's go to Morgan Tsvangirai in 2008. Morgan Tsvangirai had one error. He won the elections. He failed to make an uprising, awina an election. You don't make an uprising, wina. We are saying, let us win elections. Ta wina elections, Nelson Chamisa wina an election, tweet an uprising. This is what we are saying. So whatever you are saying, Garano opinion yako, I have told you what I believe. I hope and believe that if somebody is there for a discussion, that person should be willing to actually see a point and analyze a point as it is, not kungomira panaro without understanding anything. So Stakas Lemoyo, Tsvangirai won 73%, this time CCC 90%. Yeah, your projections are very high. My projection is on 73% as well this time around. So let us see. 90%, but we are going to win overwhelmingly. Fungaiti Tiani, it won't happen again, Mr. Raz. Yes, that is the reason why we are there. Even I'm not going to go into the streets and defend something which is not there. I will not violate my constitution. I will not go on the street and demonstrate against a government illegally there. I am saying let's go and vote. Ta voter kana tadyiwa topinda road. Kana ta wina tabirirwa kana kuti varambira. Anditi ta wina nozo Chamisa ndiye awina vanobva vati atidi ayo takupinda road. That is justified. That is justified. Even a struggle can be formed on the basis of denying other people their chance to lead according to the constitution. So at this moment, I don't believe that there is anything we can do except continuing to mobilize for people to vote, continuing to mobilize for people to actually to know what needs to be done in 2023. So iwewe enda kumusha kwako unotanga kushanda nasi as others are doing. Other people are working. Iwewe go and work and do. So No, you know what, B. Razga, I have appreciated other people's views here. I have appreciated so many views here. But your view, Iwewe, is based on something which is not there. It's based on what happened to Morgan Tsvangirai. Morgan Tsvangirai is not Nelson Chamisa. Nelson Chamisa is not Morgan Tsvangirai. That is the reason why you see us, we don't refer the power of Nelson Chamisa to what Morgan Tsvangirai did. Nelson Chamisa is not riding on Morgan Tsvangirai's legacy. Nelson Chamisa is Nelson Chamisa. Morgan Tsvangirai was Morgan Tsvangirai. Nelson Chamisa is Nelson Chamisa. So, umwe strategy yake. So, you cannot continue to say just because zvakati zvakamboitika saka zvichaitika futi. So, uri kutudza 2017 kwakaitika coup. What are the chances of us having another coup? Are we going to have another coup because in 2017 we had a coup? Just because for the past 42 years hapana chakagadziriswa munyika does not mean that in the future things are not going to be right. Isisu tiri kuti wewe vota tione kuti kana wavota Chamisa anotadza here kudefenda vote yako. Why are you fighting Nelson Chamisa, all of you? It's because you know that he is the real deal. He's the president. Why are you banning Nelson Chamisa to do rallies? Why? It's because you are afraid of him. You know what he can do. So Nelson Chamisa is there not to abuse his power, but to lead as a leader. And he's doing just that. So Team Zimbabwe, thank you very much for coming. If you feel that you are better than Nelson Chamisa, tanga yako political party. We'll see the results. Tanga yako party. So this is it, Team Zimbabwe. I don't want to take much of your time at this juncture. Thank you very much for coming, and thank you very much for supporting. Go subscribe by to like and get in other programs.